Welcome to season 2
of the Coco Lesa podcast.
It's real hip hop music from the soul, y'all.
From the soul. It always start with loving, don't it? That we always end up fighting, but we could fall off long as we get back to riding, homie. You the only one I see.
Yo. Hey, mama, what's going on?
Nothing much, but a lot of things have been going on.
A lot of things. Dope to be back. How do you feel about it?
I'm feeling good. I think we're in a good place for us to reboot the season.
Yeah, well, reboot the show, you mean. Start the new season.
And
that's why, I don't know, like, it's... Oh, so... Something that I want to address from the very beginning. I just got finished taking the piss out of you. Because one of the complaints that a lot of people have first season is they felt like it was constantly me speaking over you being shy.
Well, not necessarily you speaking over me, but I wasn't as vocal.
Well, no, I think it's mixed. It's mixed, but I feel we've come far enough in life and grown enough, and you've grown enough that season 2.
But the last podcast the last season really helped with that, and also the babies. Like, you have to talk to your babies,
right. So
that's kind of really
I think
helped.
that's part to be a dope intro. You want to talk about that a little bit, cover that, because people didn't know and they're not with us behind the scenes, so they kind of just felt like that you were just like this really talkative, overbearing type of person. But no, I'm actually normally in real life around people I don't know. I'm quite an introvert. I'm quite shy. I don't talk much, but the podcast, which really weird to start a podcast with your wife that's an introvert that doesn't talk much, but you've come out of your shell.
Yeah, I have. I really have.
A ton. And partially just from our marriage, partially from
the kids.
Yeah, a lot of different factors. So
listen, when you have to yell at your kids every day,
this guy,
it really brings something out of you.
So I think that's gonna be really interesting to see how that develops and makes season 2 feel and play across. So also something, normally I take out our and pauses and shit like that, but working on a podcast with my brother-in-law, he was like, nah, I love that stuff, leave that stuff in. So I was like, all right, well, I guess we'll give that a shot. Less editing for me. So go ahead. So we have a couple of questions that we want to roll through. We're releasing this, as you guys will know, in the listing, but this is not going to be a full episode. This is just our quick 15-minute catch-up, our prelude to Season 2, let you know where we're at, what we're doing, what's going down, so we can go directly into Season 2.
Okay, so initially, why did we stop the Season 1?
We just had a lot going on, right?
And I think it was leading up to the second baby.
Well, not even just that. Like, I was stepping more away from the business and into just jumping back into work. Yes, because baby number 2 was on the way, and so we needed a steady second income. And so once I started going back to work, just energy was not the same, and we really didn't have time with all the baby prep to do season 2. So that was part of it. Also, so
and also just where we were at.
Yeah, just a lot going on. Yeah, but
also,
second,
the babies, in the first season,
are going to be very much a part of this.
And
cast.
now there's 2 instead of 1. So there might be a lot of chopping and.
And my oldest gets into everything, and she's loud, and she thinks every conversation pertains to her. Our youngest is pretty self-contained, but she gets vocal too when she wants to.
Yeah, very vocal.
So what was your second thing on the list?
Why we're back, essentially.
It's just right time, right place. You know what I mean? Everything really has its timing. We've made a lot of big life changes, a lot of transitions. Something about me, something about us, we're not comfortable with, and we don't enjoy putting out content just for the sake of putting out content.
Yeah.
If we don't feel like we have something to talk about, we're not gonna talk about it. And so after we got to the end of season 1, we were like, well, what do we cover? So the part of the reason we came back also is because we've grown, we've changed, and our views.
Listening back to season 1 of the podcast, there's a lot of changes in my views.
Things that we look at differently, experiences that we've had that are just so different. A course of a year can change very much. One of the best clips that I think about, just for how much a year can change, was the little girl, and she's in like kindergarten, and they're talking about homosexuality, and she had like a lot of messed up stuff to say, and then they came back to year 2, and she was like, "Oh, I don't think like that anymore. Like I know like, better now.
That was last year.
Yeah, she felt really bad. She was like, I don't think those things anymore. So I think that's a prime example, and we're in that space now. Yeah.
And plus, there's just a lot of issues to cover, especially
everything going on in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. Poly Twitter for sure.
Oh, the debates that happen on there.
Oh, I couldn't help it. So what we've been up to. So we've been up to a ton. You want to jump off and then I'll chip in?
Yes, we've been up to a ton. So like we said, we had a second baby.
Yeah.
She came very early, so she was too much premature.
And that was a crazy process for all of us. Yeah, that was very emotionally, physically, mentally. That was just wild.
So she's about 6 months now. She's healthy and everything, so...
Fortunately, we're thankful for that. Mm-hmm. It's so funny that she was premature, and the reason I say that is because people took a lot of shots with our first baby because they were like, "Oh, she's so small. She's so tiny. I'm not used to seeing babies this small. She's only like, oh, she was only how much?" And it made me angry a lot. And so I think I have more slander this season. You know, I'm sorry we didn't have like 10-pound babies with high cholesterol, you know what I mean? But anyway, moving on. But other things that are different. We've changed countries.
Yeah, we packed up and moved.
We are now officially speaking to you from America. We are in the East Coast. We're in New York.
Crazy in itself.
Very different. So we have a lot to talk about from that.
Very different.
I don't think of it as long term. We're going to be here maybe around 2 years max, but everybody's like, that's a long time. But I guess fair enough.
Well, we'll see how things go.
We've gone from a small business sole proprietor in New Zealand to being a different type of small business.
Yeah.
We just founded our first corporation on the East Coast. Kudos for that. We're going to have to toss in some applause on the track, yeah? So, yeah, very excited about that, working very hard. We're now officially in the process of trying to crowdsource and grants and just get our first round of funding in play so that we can get up in a serious way and start changing lives and really having an effect on our community and all the things that we've wanted to do for so long and change our lives and other people's lives as well. I started teaching, which was intense, and that was another reason that we stopped because teaching is so full on.
Yeah.
That was even affecting us for a little bit because I was giving so much at work. I really didn't have anything left for home.
Yeah, it was a bit rough for a little bit, but he's actually teaching is quite a passion of his.
Yeah,
and he's really good at it.
Thank you. So yeah, that was interesting, and I think that's most of the stuff that we wanted to recap on. Plans for the podcast moving forward. We have so many new things to talk about. Honestly, new perspectives. We want to explore the New York aspect of it. We're going to be talking about plans for the community, just as business owners, and covering old conversations, new ways, and new conversations. One of the first rollouts that we're going to start with, our first episode, is parenting. We have a new family IG and a new family Twitter. So we asked some questions on there. We're very happy that that's being accepted as a part of the community. But one of the things we're going to talk about in our first episode that we talked about on the new family Twitter was what are some things that you're doing differently or you want to do differently than your parents did with you. So we got a lot of really important conversations that we're looking forward to sharing and putting out with everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I think we're going to cover... I think a lot of the conversations that we're going to have is centered around parenting, kind of ish, now that we're like hardcore parents.
Fair. That's a very fair assessment. But not just that, like, I think parenting really does color a lot of our views.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's not like it's going to be like, oh, the all-parent show, and if you don't have kids, then we're not about that. No. I'm still a dickhead. Language is still what it is. We also are in the process of trying to get sponsored. Well, if we get our first round of funding, then we can be our sponsors. But we entered a competition for podcasting, and we're trying to get picked up by Google. And so if we do that, we'll be able to do a lot more interviews, which I'm really looking forward to. So seeing and meeting in person some American polys in the movement and giving them a little bit more access to the conversation, because we haven't really been focused in that direction, but that's also American Poly's fault. But not to start anything, you know what I mean, crazy right off the bat. But we're going to be talking about those things too, because we have very different views, even in the diaspora, as islanders from the islands themselves to Aotearoa in Australia, and then the U.S., which tends to be completely different and on the spectrum quite often than the rest of our diaspora. And I think that's a very interesting conversation to have as well. And that's really where we're at. So we are very excited and really looking forward to season 2 and rolling it out soon.
Also, if you are Islander and you live on the East Coast, can you please get in contact with us? I'm really missing out on Kalo and Pisupo.
So they're not a ton. I found one in Philly. Veronica Pamae is in Queens.
Yeah.
But I
feel like she's traveling a lot because of her job.
She does. She's getting it. Also, let me just say that. Very proud. Big ups. Salute to Veronica doing her thing. Been a fan, been following since 2016. And just to see how far she's climbed and gone in her career.
Vogue, Sports Illustrated.
She's
paving the
way for our people.
Exactly.
Yes, going so much love, so much respect for her. Looking forward to working with her soon, because one of the events that we're putting together, talk to her, she's interested in, so that'd be really great. We're going to be looking forward to giving you guys a lot of info on the things that we're working with in our business. And I think that's pretty much where we're at for right now, yeah? So hit us up. American Polys on the East Coast, let us know that you actually exist. But I think most of them are like in Virginia Beach, VA, stuff like that. Because a lot of us, Alaska, West Coast, we stopped in the Bay on our way over, but we were only in the Bay for
2 hours?
2 hours. So we didn't even have the chance to get around. It was just a layover flight coming in from Auckland. But
But it's just so funny that there's no islanders here. Well, the islanders that they consider islanders here are like Caribbean.
Right, yeah. But listen, you've been almost dying every day since we got here. Because this is the coldest you've ever been in your life.
It is freezing. It is freezing. Samoan should not be this cold.
Hilarious.
This is not for us.
Hilarious. Well, you just answered your question about why there's no Polys or Pacifica on the East Coast in numbers.
Not for me.
Not built for this weather.
No. Well, I'm built for this weather. I got a lot of skin on me.
Skin. You got some extra padding, but you've been getting chopped up by that cold weather.
I have.
Getting hit with those bricks.
Mm-hmm. I feel like my lungs are gonna collapse someday.
Ridiculous. I just got her a new winter jacket. Puts on the jacket, super warm. She's like, "Nah, my legs are cold." I'm like, "This guy."
Listen.
This guy. So and that's us. That's gonna be our intro for now, guys. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you, everybody new who's checking us out for the first time. We'll look forward to rolling out this new season and talking to you guys soon.
Check us out on Kokolesa, at Kokolesa handle.
Yeah, and you can also on Twitter. You can also check out the new family Twitter, which is. It's not that. I don't know what she said, but it's not that. The new family Twitter is NY Meets NZ. That's also our IG, and that's our YouTube. It's always been our YouTube. So you can check us out on there. You can listen to the podcast streaming on Spreaker.com. We're on iTunes, syndication. And we're also on YouTube. So we'll talk to you guys soon.
Say bye, Shoto. Say fa.
Fa.
Fa.